Hello everyone, I'm Ravi Handa, founder of the website handagafunda.com. Welcome to another video from our XAT Crash Course. In this particular video, we will talk about the paper pattern. This video is powered by Praxis Business School from Calcutta. It offers PGDM in marketing, finance, HR, operations with data science designed for the digital ecosystem. It is a great choice for students with scores between 80 and 90 percentile in exams like CAT, SAT, and CMAT. Now, first of all, I would like to talk about the time distribution in SAT. The overall exam is a 3-hour exam, which is 180 minutes. Now, in this 3-hour exam, you have to divide it into two parts. Part 1, which is for 165 minutes, and part 2, which is only for 15 minutes. Now, in part 1, you have the traditional part of the paper, that's quant, verbal, and all that. Part 2 is limited only to your GK. In part 1, you have multiple sections and you can switch between those sections. Suppose you want to do a quant question first, then you want to do the next question as verbal, then you want to do the next question from decision making and all that. That is perfectly allowed. But what is not allowed is you will not see the GK questions in this 165 minutes. And once these 165 minutes are over, you have to attempt the GK questions. So in part 1, you can do whatever you want. In part 2, you can do whatever you want, but you cannot mix the two of them. Then what are these sections in the XAT exam? It has 4 sections. Part 1, as I said, has 3 sections. Verbal ability, which also sometimes includes questions on analytical reasoning and critical reasoning. Quantitative aptitude, which may or may not have a question which is very similar to data interpretation, and decision making. Now, decision making once again may or may not have a question which is based on logical reasoning. So if you think about it from the XAT perspective, LR and DI have very little value. Let's say if you compare it to CAT or IIFT or any other exam where LR-DI is a complete section, that is not the case in XAT. That entire weightage is essentially given to decision making in the XAT exam. And part 2 is essentially nothing else but the general knowledge part. What about the number of questions in XAT? Well, it has remained more or less stable for the last few years. The time has also remained close to 3 hours over the last few years. The number of questions in XAT is lesser than CAT if you think about it, because in 3 hours you are supposed to do 78, 72, 74 or 74 questions, which is roughly 75 questions in 3 hours. Well, not really 3 hours, 165 minutes, because the last 15 minutes would be for GK. GK has remained static at 25 questions. So what you need to do in the last 15 minutes for GK is 25 questions. Make sure you practice that. To practice that, you can take some of our mocks. Our crash course has mocks in the latest pattern. And in this also, the distribution of 74, at least for the last 2 years, once the paper became a computer-based test, over the last 2 years, verbal has been stable at 26, decision making has been stable at 21 questions, and quant and DI have been stable at 27 questions. So clearly, quant is a little higher than verbal, is a little higher than decision making. But that does not mean that quant is the most scoring section or decision making is the least scoring section. For that, you will have to wait when we talk about the cutoff in an upcoming video. Hope you learnt about the paper pattern from this particular video. Once again, I would like to thank Praxis for powering these videos, and I would like to thank you for watching this. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also check out our crash course on handagafunda.com/XAT. Thank you.